So what if you have the TB2 and you have the wireless built in, but this antenna is inside your sign, so it's locked up inside, and perhaps you're even in a metal building, so the signal strength isn't going to be great, right? So ultimately what we can do to improve the reception of this is there's a few things actually, but the first thing we can do, and this is what we do in most of the newer signs, is we would provide you with another antenna. This would be external of the sign, and depending on where your sign is installed, if your sign's outside, then we would provide you with an adapter that can be wired inside your sign, so that way it can be protected, and the cable comes out, then it goes into the antenna. If your sign is indoors, then you don't necessarily need it to go inside the sign. So in this case, we could actually just follow the wires that are already running, connect that to this on the external of the sign, plug this into an outlet, and then connect the other cable into the antenna. So let's demonstrate. So let's say, for example, this sign is indoors, and you're going to upgrade to the TB2, and you did not get this built into your sign, because most of our newer signs now would have already had this built into it. But let's say you don't have that built into it. So let's go ahead and open up this that zip tie. What we would be doing in this case is we would go into the Ethernet port. So we want to go into the Ethernet port, right? And then from the Ethernet port, depending on which sign you have, if your sign has a RJ45 connector as your port, then we're going to go ahead and plug this inside that RJ45 connection port, right? Once this goes inside that RJ45 connection port, this could be at the bottom of your sign. It could also be at the top of your sign. You just go ahead and you plug that in. Then you can go ahead and close the sign up. Wiring on the internal is actually done. On the outside of the sign though, what we would be doing is going from that port. So this goes into the port. This is gonna then pick up that signal on the outside. Then this cable comes in, and then it's gonna go into the LAN port of your adapter. You'll see it's labeled LAN and PoE. So then you go into the LAN port. Then the PoE port, you're gonna come out of the PoE port, and you're gonna go into the PoE port inside the antenna here. So you go right there, right? So you come out of this and you go into this, right? So this is if your sign's indoor, right? Then your connection is done, right? Let's say your sign is going to be outdoor. So the connection to the card would still be the same. It would go into the Ethernet port, and then this would be inside your sign. You may have a different one that then connects to the power supply, or you may actually have an outlet end inside your sign that this connects to. So it would just connect to that to get this powered. Then you'd come out of the Ethernet port of the card, and then you go into the LAN port of the adapter. Then from the PoE port of the adapter, now we go inside that PoE port, right? Now we go to the antenna itself, and then we can go into the PoE port right there. So you'll see that PoE port. So just go ahead and get that plugged in. It's a little snug, but you can see we can get that plugged in right there. So that ends your setup. Next, you would then call us, and then we would go through the configuration with you to help you get it connected. There's a few ways we can program this. We can have it as a standalone. We can program it as a repeater so it connects to your network. And then that would be another way to get you online without having to pay extra for that 4G. All right, so in another video, maybe we'll go into some electrical. If you had to add some electrical connections, you need to make some space inside your sign. So we'll provide another video that shows you how we could wire this to the sign. All right, thank you.